Hey, welcome back to the day 6 of November Daily Leetcode Challenge. And to be honest, I've already solved today's question, but let's go through that. And I'd like to apologize for yesterday because I was not able to post yesterday's solution because I tried making a video and then I got to know that it would be very hard to explain that problem without explaining a try before, and if I start explaining a try, the video would be too lengthy. So I was thinking first I would explain what a try is in a separate video, and then I would come back to yesterday's question, and that is a promise. And yeah, let's get back to today's question. So we are given a string and an integer k. So in each operation, we can choose the first k letters, any of the first k letters, and send it to the back. It's like a strict teacher looking at some kids and then sending them to the back of the line, or something like that. And we can do this operation any number of times, and we have to return lexicographically the smallest string that we can form. Right? So here's the example. So we have CBA. So k equals to 1. So we can just choose the first element and we have to send it backwards. So then, so we have a CBA. First, in one operation, I could send C backwards. It will become CBAC. And then in another operation, I can send B backwards. A CB. And this would be lexicographically smallest string that we can form using these operations. Unfortunately, we cannot form ABC, and the reason is that for this, like, forget about k. When k equals to 1, it is like choosing we don't have much of an option. Like, we only have to choose the first string. K equals to 1 means only the first. We can only choose the first letter and send it backwards. So so if you think of this like something like this, so each time you're choosing the first letter and then sending it to the back, right? And even after that, you don't have an option. You again have to choose the first string and send it to the back, and then so on. So it's just like rotating my string. Like, I'm rotating my string here. I don't know what, not rotating. I mean, if you imagine these strings being on a conveyor belt, like if you imagine them being on a conveyor belt, then maybe they're just going. Let me open it. Let me open that. What is that called? Yeah, the Wiki sketches. So if you imagine these words to be on a conveyor belt like this, like letters like this here, they are just rotating. They just go back and they come front. The ordering of this string hardly changes because you only have option of moving the first string backwards. So in that case, maybe we could just enumerate all the rotations of this string and return the lexicographically smallest string. That is fine, but the interesting things start when k is greater than 2, greater than or equal to 2. Why is it interesting, you may ask? When k is equal to or greater than 2, we can do something magical. We can change relative ordering of two adjacent elements, and this might not seem very magical to you, but if you think about it, if you can change the order of any two adjacent elements, you can eventually sort it. Like, if you have a 7 and you have, let's say, 5 here, just forget about all the other strings. So here you can relatively you can change the relative ordering of these two strings, 7 and 5, and make them 5 and 7, and then you can consider this as one entity, and then you can keep on sorting. So even in all the sortings, in bubble sort, in quick sort, in selection sort, what we do is we try to change the relative ordering of two adjacent strings, right? So look at the look at the bubble sort. What do we do in bubble sort? We just check for adjacent elements, and if they are out of order, we swap them. When we change their relative order, we swap them, and we do that until we get a string. We get a sorted string. We get a sorted array or sorted anything. So here in bubble sort, actually k is equals to 2. So you have an option of choosing 2. So if you think about it, bubble sort is just this problem, but with k equals to 2, right? But something like that. And then you might ask, but we can change relative ordering of elements even if when k equals to 1, right? But the answer is no. So let me give you an example. So we have a, oh, this brush is so horrible. What is this? So we have a, and then we have b, and then let's say we have some string like something like this x. This is a cluster or something like that. So yeah, you might ask that, yeah, I can send a. So now the relative ordering of a and b is ab, but you might think that if I send a backwards, then I would have string something like b and some black box and then a. Then you might say that, yeah, I've changed b and a. But no, you haven't, because there is this x in between, there is this cluster in between, and you can never get rid of that cluster, because next time you send a b backwards, you'll get b here, and then this will come front, and then if you again send a, you'll always have this cluster in between a and b if they're out of order. So in short, it is impossible for you to get ba x from abx. It is impossible, mark my words, it is impossible to get bax from abx when x is not negative, when x is not negative, when x is not empty. But when k is greater than or equals to 2, you can do this. How? Let me show you. Okay, erasing this is so cumbersome. How can I increase the size of my eraser? How do I? Okay. Yeah, control. I can use control. Yeah. So yeah, so when k is greater than or equals to 2, here what we can do is, first we can send b backwards, right? And then I would have a, b, and this x, and then I have an option. I can choose to keep a where it was, then keep sending all this cluster behind until I get this string of a, b, ba. Sorry. So I can first send this a backwards. So I'd have b cluster x, and then I can keep b here, and then I can use my second option and keep sending all these elements behind a until I get b, a, and this cluster. So as you can see here, I can easily change the relative ordering of two adjacent elements, and that would really sort the array, as like in bubble sort. So enough of theory, let's start code it. So if k equals to 1, then if k is not equals to 1, in that case there is nothing I can do, because it's easy. It will sort itself out. So I'll just sort it and return it. Yeah, when and this sorted of s will sort it and make convert it into a list, and then I'm using join to convert the list back into a string. And when k is not equals when k equals to 1, I just have to find the shortest. I just have to keep rotating them and find the shortest rotation. I mean, smallest lexicographical rotation. So find, yeah, it is like, how can I remove this? Wait. Yeah. Yeah. So if this is my string, and then if this is x, index, and I want to create this rotation, like I want this to come front and this to go back, all this part to go back, then I just got to send this back behind. So it would be like s of I is to, so plus, and then s of is to I. Like first I'm taking all the strings from I till the end, and then I'm taking the string from the start till I, and then I'm appending it at the back. So it simulates a rotation. I'm finding the shortest of all these rotations and returning it. Yeah, I've solved it already. So yeah, there you go. Sorry for not solving this on live. I was a little busy, and yeah, there you go. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.